Hi, I'm Maddie, and welcome to the behind the scenes of Do You Want to Be My Fanbase parody video at VidCon. This idea came to me probably at the beginning of this year, and I haven't actually done it until now. So the very first thing that had to be done with this video was actually recording the music. I don't know if any of you know this, but I can't sing! But luckily for me, one of my neighbors actually has their own sound studio and knew how to auto-tune. His name is Robin Taylor, and he actually owns his own company called Dark Star Recording. And he was kind enough to offer to do all this amazing work for me, which I could not have made this video if not for him. You wouldn't like me when I can't sing, when I'm not auto-tuned. So because of him, your ears aren't bleeding. Come on, just hit subscribe so you can see what I make every day. So don't you go away. If you do, then I'll just die. I know I'm a beginner, but I don't care. I know what the viewers want. So with that being done, the next step was actually filming this parody. This actually went through a couple of different stages. How I had originally envisioned it, I was going to be working with a couple of different people going to different locations, but then when that ended up falling through, we had to go back to the drawing board, and I was like, oh wait, VidCon is coming up. What if we filmed it all at VidCon? So that was the challenge of the day. Something that I did that actually really helped with this project, because it was going to be very hectic and filmed all over the place, is I made both a shot list and a storyboard, which was really helpful because it allowed me to go, oh, let's see, we did this here and that there, and we did all this stuff here, and oh, we still need that one shot. That's a very important shot. That was very helpful. I ended up dressing up as Lucy for a day and a half and filming this entire video. So we got down to Anaheim, and I was all dressed up as Lucy, and we were walking down into the convention center. It was just me and my filmer, and we saw these two girls that were like dressed up in these really great dresses and like these 6-inch heels, and it was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you dressed like this? I mean, you look great, but like, why? And it turns out they were beauty bloggers. Their names were Adyel and Alexandra, and they were both so amazing, and we hadn't ever planned to do this shot that we did with them. It was just like, you guys look amazing. Let's have them in the video. Okay, let's do that. And we did it a couple different ways, where we were like trying to figure out what the best angle would be to get both Lucy's performance and their performance. We ended up using the third take where I looked sad at the end, because for the first two I just waved happily like, okay, bye. Then we ended up meeting these three really wonderful gals called Team Fangirl. Chandler Howard, Lindsay Webster, and Wingfield. What was funny was when I got the shot all set up with them, and I was crouching behind them so I could pop up and I had the music playing, I was waiting for the music to get to the part where I started singing. They actually started just talking to one another, which is what I wanted them to do, but then they actually ended up getting distracted, and when I popped up, I actually surprised them, so that surprise in their eyes is legit. They're actually surprised that I'm there. They were so much fun. Thank you girls for working with me. It was a blast. Then I was on to the next scene where I had to find new victims to be in my video. So then I met Alexandria and her friend. I spotted them because both of them had this wonderful rainbow hair, and it was like, oh my gosh, your hair is so great, because the shot specifically called for being behind people, and their hair was just so wonderfully characteristic all on its own. So even though we don't get to see their face for very long in the video, you still get to see their marvelous hair, and I just thought they were wonderful. The way that it was planned out, we weren't exactly sure what was going to happen or what the booths were going to be like, so it was a lot of on the fly, let's see what's interesting that I can kind of dance around in front of. We ended up finding the Jimmy Fallon booth where they were trying to give out all these balloons, and it was like, no, we don't really want a balloon to carry around, but oh, can I just hold all of them for a second? And they were like, okay. And so I just took all the balloons and I was just prancing around with them. I just love that shot. That shot is just so funny to me. There was also a Heroes Reborn booth where I was able to jump in front of a green screen and, you know, get fireballs. Yes, now Lucy has the power of fire. World beware. We ended up going over to the rocket jump booth. I got to see so many of my class members from Video Game High School and say hi to them. They were super sweet. Unfortunately, I got there just as they were going to lunch, and it was like, oh, we want to get this clip of just me holding onto your ankle and you're just dragging me. Luckily, Joey, who is like one of those wonderfully perfect people out there, agreed to it, and it was like, great, hold on while I set up my music that I can't even hear over the sound of everything else that's happening. Yeah, this isn't awkward at all. My favorite thing actually about that shot is the fact that he's putting on his sunglasses as he's doing this, and it was so funny. We only did one take because it was like, let me look at it. Yep, that's perfect. That's all I need. You're good. What was actually really hard for the end sequence was finding a place that nobody was actually traveling through. I found a location that I thought would kind of work. It was this secluded kind of alleyway that I thought no one was going through, but as I was filming and constantly setting things up, people were coming through this door that I thought nobody went through, and they kept coming through the door, and it was like, oh yeah, you need to bring this cart through, and I'm right in the middle of this is your workplace. Hold on, let me just turn off the camera real quick. What was really cool is I actually ended up bumping into a friend of mine there called Sam Best, and he was a hoot and a half. Now
I am your fan.
You are my fan. He is actually my fan base. Yeah! Because his expression, that like face, so funny. Every time I watch that footage, I laugh so much. I love that. And sorry to Andrew Corson. He was in the middle of a conversation with, and we just kind of went and grabbed him and was like, come over here and do this thing now. So thank you for being a sport and helping us. So the final shot that I ended up getting of the day was of these 6 people turning and looking at the camera and then looking away. It was interesting to say the least, because we didn't know who we were gonna grab when we did this. It was just like, you wanna be in a video? You wanna be in a video? You're walking out the door? Come here, be in our video, basically. And because of that, we ended up actually having Laurene Alvarado, who painted the Olga K portrait in the video, Josh Morgan, and Andrew King of Biggest Little Pranksters. So that was totally awesome and crazy and amazing. But at this point, I had everything that I needed to get filmed with Lucy already done and filmed. Yay! I set up the shots specifically so that I could film the rest of it when I didn't have to be Lucy. So at this point we only had one shot that we still needed, which was the Freddie shot. Originally when I wrote this parody, I had been planning on just turning to a poster of Freddie and saying, "Stay classy, Freddie." But then it was like, what if we actually got Freddie? What if he's there and we see him and we're like, hey, can we just get you in the video real quick? And you know what? He was. And go. And that was actually the last shot that we did at VidCon, and it was amazing. All the footage turned out so good, so I'm so happy with how the video turned out. I hope you all enjoyed this video and this behind the scenes. Let me know if you like it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, and from now until next time, don't you forget to keep smiling.
Do you wanna be my fan base? Come on, just hit subscribe.
What sort of wishes would you grant? All of them. Seriously, if you have a wish, I have it granted.